The bad guy in the boxing has the most audience. Wehrmacht, Luftwaffe, Kriegsmarine, everything. And
war souvenirs and war trophies that their grandfathers got. Hello everybody, this is WarStory video vlog. I'm Alex and here is Otto. Hello Otto.
Hello, Alex.
Otto is our subscriber and we just met during the Houten Military Antique Show here in Netherlands. Otto works for military museums and you can see his work. This is amazing, this is something. And also Otto is collector, so could you show us part of your collection, please?
Yes, Alex, thank you. This is part of my collection. I built this diorama myself. I always wanted to have an old shed with soldiers relaxing. Well, I painted the mannequins myself. Yeah, as you said, I started collecting and buying everything from Wehrmacht, Luftwaffe, Kriegsmarine, everything. And after a while I decided to narrow down and start collecting only Waffen-SS. And this is the result of it. So I sold everything and I reinvested the money to what you see here.
And those faces are like amazing detailed. So
thank you very much,
did
Alex.
you do by yourself?
Yeah, so these are all like vintage mannequins from the 70s and the 80s. As you see, a lot of mannequins who are in the window shops now have very symmetrical faces or faces without eyes and mouth. Back in the 80s they had faces with the real human characteristics, like the teeth, and they were like real humans. And these mannequins are very difficult to buy, but I have special my sources that can provide the mannequins to me, and I painted them. So I started many years ago as a collector myself because I didn't like the available mannequins. They were often standing like zombies, and you have such nice and expensive equipment that the equipment and the uniforms deserve a nice mannequin. So I started painting it myself. It was a success, I think, because friends who were collecting as well asked me to paint for them as well, and here a business started. Then during Corona I had a lot of free time and I really started painting, and then the museums showed interest. So there was first there was one museum in France. I just got an email. They said, do you have mannequins for sale? I said, yes. Well, what do you have? I showed them 5 mannequins that I just painted, and they said, we take all 5. And I was like amazed, you know. And from there, the ball started rolling, and all the museums have, of course, interaction with each other. They all know each other. I started with one, and here I am painting now maybe in 10 different museums, and there are a lot of plans for the future.
How many mannequins you can produce, like per month, for example? Like
an average mannequin painting is 6 to 8 hours because I have a lot of drying time. So I do usually like 1 a day. It is still a hobby, although it gets a little bit out of hand. So I produce like maybe 3 mannequins a week, mainly in the weekend and in the evenings after work.
That's cool. That's amazing. You did a great job. I really impressed.
Thank you very much.
When I saw it by the picture, it was super cool. But sometimes you can add like hair and
yes,
stuff.
I've got wigs. You can have glass eyes, flexible arms. Everything is possible. And what I also like about this diorama is that you can see it's like only 2 by 5 meters, so it's 10 square meters, and you can have your own little museum in your room. And this is, of course, everybody can make something like this. I went to an old house that they tore down. I asked for the wood and the extra plates, and just on a Saturday morning I started working. And
yeah, that looks awesome. So let's speak about your collection and about uniform that you are displaying here. Can you show us?
Yeah, of course. These are 3 Waffen-SS guys. the scene could be in Normandy or on the Eastern Front. They all got a bit summer-ish types of clothing. This is a palm tree smock, which is really, for me, the highlight of my collection. It is really special. And this is my last purchase that I had, a beautiful Waffen-SS helmet with quite a good decal. I would say 85 to 90%. I don't. That was not with the chin strap, so that is the next desired purchase. I like all the details, you know, like just a watch that is peaking like this. You know, it looks like a coincidence, but it's not. It's all thought about. I got a MP40 gun with the MP40 pouches. I got the shoes, Gebirgsjäger shoes, because on the period photos of the 12th SS in Normandy, you see that a lot of guys wore the Gebirgsjäger boots and with the distinctive socks that were like this. And this is a very nice cap. This is with the Gebirgsjäger Edelweiss. Although it's a Wehrmacht Heer one, it is still produced on this cap, which is a Dachau cap.
That's very
really a nice one-looker, if you ask me. Then he's having the MP44, also named Sturmgewehr, and here with STC pouches.
A nice uniform set. Actually, many people gonna ask, is it original or not?
It's all original, as far as I know. I hope it's original at least. Yeah, it is all original. Yeah, because for me as a collector, collecting repro stuff is not really, something special. You know, there's no history in it.
Yeah.
And I really want to feel the history in my display.
Some more really interesting pieces we can see here. For example, like tropical straps on the first one is very impressive. Yeah. And every time it looking cool on mannequins, and it's pretty valuable actually. And also we can see here.
Yes, I like the late war steel belt buckles.
Yes.
For me, they have something special.
And it's very like contrast.
Yes, this one is also very nice. It was so incredibly nice, but
that's a cool
very
one.
expensive. Huh? Maybe misschien kunnen we hier ook. Maybe we can talk about this because this is like the ersatz type of straps. It is said that they are made from the rubber of the balloons that they had in the air against the airplanes.
Oh.
And at the end of the war, they used it for straps like this. And I also got this one, which I've got the same straps. I also have this Tragegestell with the same balloon type of rubber. It is really at the end of the war, when they didn't have enough material to make it, they used this. And I think it's very special and very beautiful.
Yeah, it's very special and like, that's cool. I didn't see that before.
You saw the detail of the little mouse there, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice detail of the diorama. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. This is a very nice side cap, as you can see. The soutache, which I think it would be infantry, would be here. But then due regulations, they changed that, and the soutache is removed. But you can still see where it was originally attached. Mm-hmm. So this is a .44 set. This one got the Stepney Russian stamps inside, which is really nice. And these boots are 1945 issued boots. These are very special for, I think.
Yeah, it's very special for period.
Yeah, I collect also 1945 German stuff, because I think it's so special that half of the country was occupied. The factories were bombed. There was a shortage of material, and still they kept producing. And for me, it's unbelievable that, like the last 3 months of the war, everybody knew that Germany would lose the war, and they still kept producing. And that's why I love the 1945 stuff.
Yeah, it kind of describes the agony.
Absolutely.
I also like this knife. This is a small detail, but this is a Puma fighting knife.
Correct, it's a Puma knife.
Yeah, this is a nice and cool one. And actually, it's pretty known, because you can find a lot of dug up in Murmansk area, for example. That's true in Murmansk area. when there was like Gibbersjägers troops, and you can find a lot of Puma knives there.
Really?
Yeah, like mostly Puma knives compared to other fighting knives.
And the Gebirgsjägers use more Puma knives than normal trench knives?
In Murmansk area, yeah.
Yeah, and it's quite a nice one, yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
It's
Stamped.
it's
Sharpened?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it's
I
original.
like the Bakelite stuff.
Yeah. They all always looks cool.
I never saw like a period picture where they really wore it like that. Eh? You hardly see it. Eh? I mean, in most displays you see it like in the booths or something. Yeah. But in pictures from that time, you hardly see them.
Can you tell us, how did you get at this hobby?
A long time ago, I had a friend, and he was a metal detector searcher. And I went with him to the Ardennes, and we found some amazing stuff. We came into this barn, and it was really a time capsule. Back then, I didn't even realize how special it was. But I was hooked, and I did a lot of metal detecting and started collecting as well.
How did you get at this business, and how did you start produce mannequins?
So, being a collector myself, I was very not impressed by the looks of the most mannequins. And you have all this beautiful equipment, this beautiful history, which costs a lot of money, and then you display it on a mannequin of 50 euros. And I wanted to create like a picture where the stuff that you collect comes out very nicely. So I started painting one myself, and I have to be honest, it was really bad in the beginning, but I slowly got better. And collecting friends saw what I did, and they asked, "Can you make one for me?" You know, and I went from 1 in a month to 2 in a month, and then Corona came, and I had a lot of free time because I basically didn't have any work. And then I really started producing and putting my stuff on the internet. And yeah, it was a big success. And in Corona, I sold a few hundred mannequins, and it got picked up by museums. They were very enthusiastic, you know, and yeah, from one museum you go to another museum, and they see your work and they want to upgrade. You see in the collecting world that you see a lot of upgrading, and also in museums you see nicer dioramas, nicer mannequins, good displays. You know, they really want to tell a story instead of only showing the item, and they really want to take you into a journey.
In which museums we can see your work?
I have a few local museums. They are like small ones here in the Netherlands. But for example, I'm working on the Fort Eben Eenmaal, just at the Dutch-Belgian border. It's still work in progress, so it will take quite a while before that's finished. But in Normandy, you can see me in Normandy Victory Museum, which they make a big upgrade every year. They reinvest their own money in new dioramas and new mannequins. And I did the Otto Funk display in Overlord. So for many years, me and my friend, because I always work with a guy called Ivo, which we will visit later. He always helps me when I'm painting to undress the mannequins, cut the wigs, and redress the mannequins. And for many years, we were looking at that display, and we saw the Otto Funk display, and we really thought it was the best SS display in the world. But we could do it a little bit better, the last few percent to make it perfect. And we came in contact with the Overlord museum owner, and we said we have a sculptor who can recreate Otto Funk, and we would really like to do this display. And he agreed, and yeah, that is a really nice display of 5 of the Otto Funk guys who are in the rots at the alley from the famous photos. I have one in the D-Day Experience, and there are a few other museums who now ask if I can come. But since it's still a hobby, I simply don't have the time. There is more demand than I can paint. So yeah, the waiting time is now between 2 and 3 months, and the museums have to wait for when it's their time.
But it's definitely worth it. Can I order one?
Yeah, you can order one. As I said, the waiting time is between 2 and 3 months. So usually people email me through my website or through Messenger. What I always ask is, do you have the sizes of the uniform? With German stuff, it's easy because often it's a size stamp, and I can see exactly which mannequin is the best size. I have a storage with about 80 mannequins at the moment, and I can show the people which mannequins in that size I have available. They can choose one, and after painting, I offer them to them, and they can buy it. Yeah.
But I'm really interested in one of them because I
Yes.
think it's super nice work with posing.
Thank you.
And yeah, so I think I need the Luftwaffe guy or maybe army, just regular army officer. But can we talk about it later?
Of course, we can talk about it.
But how much is it? Like around?
An average mannequin, you have to think about 950 euros, including painting. So what I paint is usually the hands and the head. Sometimes when people ask me if I can paint the arms, of course, as well. But these mannequins are really rare and difficult to find and expensive to find.
Does it include shipping to the United States? I'm from Florida now.
It's usually excluding shipment. Shipment to the US from here in the Netherlands is at the moment 175 euros, including insurance. If you order a few, we can talk about it, Alex.
In United States, it's very popular to collect SS stuff and like Fallschirmjäger stuff and stuff of elite of German army because of trophies of those troops are like maybe most desirable because if soldier has, for example, belt buckle of that SS man, that means he fought against him. He won and he took his stuff with him in his pocket as a winner. So now here on this display we can see like different faces with different weapons and we can recognize those guys as a very dangerous enemy. But that enemy has been destroyed and winners just took their trophies with them. So I think my personal opinion about those mannequins, it's very important to show the faces of those guys. We don't have to look at them as like regular stupid fat people who didn't want to fight. They definitely wanted and they was super highly motivated. But even with all this motivation and supplies and everything, they lost their battle, and we gotta say our grandfathers thank you for this win. And when people collect that stuff, stuff of most evil people in the world for like last centuries, it doesn't mean collectors support their ideas or their ideals. People just want to show souvenirs, war souvenirs and war trophies that their grandfathers got.
I'm not a right extremist, but
Yeah.
I am fascinated by these bad guys because, the fact that they are bad, like for example in boxing, the bad guy in the boxing has the most audience.
Yeah.
Because people like to see the evil stuff. Yeah,
that's-
but I think you understand what I mean.
Yes.
I think it's very important to in your video to say also that if you collect this, you are not a Nazi. You are just interested in the history of this evil part of history. When you are interested in history, you can do both sides. I chose the SS side because I am interested in this part of history. But with my painting, I do Americans. I did guys from Vietnam. I did the French First World War. Everything is possible. I even did guys from Napoleon time. As an artist, I just like to create beautiful mannequins. And for me, it doesn't matter in which army they fought. I just want to make something beautiful. So this is a reproduction of a German soldier. It is made from one photo by a 3D artist. It's a 3D print. I started painting it. So this one is the same as this one, but this one is painted. It's not even finished yet. And I will make a complete display and recreate a photo.
And actually we can recognize his face. You can see it in the picture now and it's pretty clear. So that's cool. That's amazing. So does it mean like everybody can create their own like grandfather like picture with in uniform, for example, a Red Army or a United States Army or Navy?
Yes, of course, this is possible. It's of course expensive, but the more pictures there are, the more detailed the reproduction of the head can become.
And how expensive is it? I'm just curious because
Yeah, for a reproduction like this, excluding painting, it's like 1,500 euros. And it's also possible to do it with a sculpture, with clay, that is a bit more detailed, and you can put glass eyes in it, and that is 3,000 euros. So when I work at the museums, I always work with a close friend. He's called Ivo, because he undresses the mannequins in the museum. I paint them, he dresses them, puts them in place, and cuts the hairs, and he's working on all the details. I'm specialized in the German side of the war, and he's specialized in the American side of the war. He lives close by, so maybe if you want, Alex, we can pay him a visit.
actually it sounds awesome, and I'm really excited to go there. And
why not?
thank you very much for invitation to your place. And maybe we can do like some business together. I really want to order one of those mannequins, and I'm gonna show it to you guys how it looks like, how can I unpack it and dress it to uniforms that I bought in California in San Francisco collection, and it should be very interesting. So let's go to another place and let's see American side of that stuff.
You got a great collection, so I think you will love it.
So this video is finishing. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Thank you for invitation again, and have a good one, and see you real soon.